So good evening everybody, it's from Jay Sri from SNS College of Technology. I am going to take this Astable Multivibrator for this title of this Unit 5 under this timer and PLL and A2D and D2A counter. So first let us see what it means by Astable Multivibrator. So Astable Multivibrator using 555 timer IC is a simple oscillator circuit that generates continuous pulses. The frequency of the circuit can be controlled by shifting the values of resistors R1, R2 and capacitor C1. Okay, so this is what the block diagram of the Astable Multivibrator. So Astable Multivibrator consisting of 555 timer ICs 1, 2 and 6, 7, 8, 4 and 3 and 5. So 1 is indicates this capacitor and 2 indicates this 1 and 2. Between the points 1 and 2 the capacitor C is connected, and in between the points 2 and 7 the resistance R is connected. In between the points 4 and 7 the resistance R1 is connected, and in the top VCC is connected, in the bottom the ground is connected, and in the fifth pin the 0.01 microfarad is connected. Okay, at last 3 is connected to this output. Okay, Astable multivibrator, we have the 8 pins, right? In the 8 pins are connected together to form this Astable multivibrator using this 555 timer IC. This is what the block diagram, main block diagram of this Astable multivibrator. In the topmost the power supply is connected, in the bottommost the ground is connected, and the resistance R1 and R2 are connected, and the capacitor C is connected. Okay, this is what the circuit diagram of this Astable multivibrator. So Astable multivibrator consisting of resistance R and capacitors. So this the upper comparator and lower comparator. So the upper comparator the pin is connected to the threshold pin. Okay, number pin 6. Okay, in the lower comparator the pin the negative inverter sign is connected to this number pin number 2, and this output this both upper and lower comparator are connected together to form the RS flip-flop latch. And finally we get the output at the pin number 3, and the transistor Q1 is connected as a feedback to the discharge pin 7. So here resistance R1 R2 act as the voltage divided by a circuit. Okay, so this forms this also connected to the ground pin with the along with this capacitor. Okay, and this Astable multivibrator has the upper comparator, lower comparator and the flip-flops, and we get the input. At the same time we get the output by using this transistor. Okay, so this is what the Astable multivibrator. So initially when the power is turned on, the trigger pin voltage is below VCC, that is VCC divided by 3. That makes the lower comparator output high and set the flip-flops, and output of the 555 timer chip is high. This makes the transistor Q1 off and Q bar becomes 0 is directly applied to the base of the transistor. Okay, next as this transistor is off, this transistor will become off. We can do this. The capacitor C1 starts charging. When the transistor is on, the pin voltage the capacitor starts discharging. When the transistor off, the C1 the capacitor C1 starts charging up to this voltage VCC divided by 3, and the lower output comparator becomes low and the flip-flops remains high, the same as the previous value, right? So this is what the circuit operation of this Astable multivibrator, and the capacitor voltage got down below 2/3 VCC. The upper comparator output becomes low, and now SR flip-flops remain in the previous state as both the comparators are low. While discharging, when the capacitor voltage gets down below the VCC divided by 3, this makes the lower comparator output high and set the flip-flop again, and 555 timer output becomes high. The transistor Q1 becomes off. Again the capacitor C1 starts charging. Next one, advantage of Astable multivibrator. These are the advantage of Astable multivibrator. No external triggering is required. Circuit design is simple, inexpensive, and can function continuously. Next one, disadvantage of Astable multivibrator. Energy absorption is more within the circuit. Output signal is of low energy. Duty cycle less than or equal to 50% cannot be achieved. So this is what the application of Astable multivibrator. Astable multivibrator is used in many applications such as amateur radio equipment, Morse code generators, timer circuits, analog circuits and TV systems. So these are the advantages. disadvantages and applications of Astable multivibrators. Thank you all.